off the ground, and she's certainly not going to be probably the second person to pledge to it. So what that means that you need to do is actually, before you launch, prime all of your core people. So send everyone emails saying, you know, we're doing this really awesome thing, really need your help, this is how you can help, this is how crowdfunding works. Really love you to actually go in and support the project. And importantly, please go in and support the project on this day that we launch. So you don't wait to donate, because if you can get all of your core people to donate pretty quickly, then you can get into that 25% range earlier. So that nerd fact before was basically saying, you know, Indiegogo thinks that people need to be able to see that about 25% has been raised before they'll pledge to it. So priming people, getting them ready to donate on the day that you launch is really key.
As Caroline said, it's very important to get sort of your nearest and dearest ready for the campaign, prime them up ready before the campaign starts. But then as soon as it's launched, it's important to think about how you're going to get the message out to the other networks that you're part of. So this is about getting your social media game face on, getting your plan ready, working out what platforms you're going to hit with what messages. So it's important to think about all of the networks that you're part of and how and what relationship you have to them. So for example, email and Facebook tend to have a more personal approach as opposed to some of the other networks you might be a part of. So go through your address book, work out who you can email, and think about clustering different types of contacts that you have together and how you might sell the pitch to them. So it's important not to just send the same message to absolutely everybody, to think about what's appropriate for each group within your network. And then also similarly with Facebook, it tends to, for most people anyway, it tends to be a more personal network. So think about how you're going to talk about the campaign and how you're going to encourage people to spread the message throughout their networks. Then you might start looking at some of your other networks, some of the more abstracted networks, things like Twitter, which while some of the people you'll probably know and are following you know you, there's probably a high likelihood that a lot of them don't. They're kind of just people who are interested in similar stuff to what you're talking about. So obviously how you're going to pitch the campaign to that group is going to be different to how you would to your friends and your family. So this is really about just getting your plan together about who you're going to talk to, how you're going to talk to them, and when you're going to talk to them throughout that campaign period. It's important to have planned out what you're going to say when. It doesn't have to be absolutely everything that you're going to say, but it's good to have some ideas about when you're going to say stuff, because the lull period, there will be a lull period in the middle, a plateau, and it's very easy to get busy and overworked, but also to kind of get a little bit disillusioned. Oh my God, the internet hates me, my project's never going to get up. That's not a really good thing to be pushing out while you're doing your campaign. So if you've got some of it pre-prepared,